What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nicole. Thank you for tuning in to Divine Star Energy. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about moon through the zodiac sign. And most people are aware of what their sun sign is. So your sun sign represents your self-identity, your ego, and what you express to the world and how, you want to be seen by other people, basically. And your moon sign, and it represents the relationship with your father. But anyway, and your moon sign represents your relationship with your mother, and it represents your emotional reactions in situations. What's up, Virgo moons, gang gang, my peoples, my homie, my dogs, my astrological twins. What's up, Virgo moon people? We are in the building. We are in the building. What does a Virgo moon mean? So, Virgo, what is Virgo representing? Virgo is representing the servant. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's representing this fast-moving emotional process system, because the moon represents your emotions and how you process your emotions, how you react to emotional situations. So with your moon being in Virgo, you are like me, and we process our emotions in a very analytical, practical way. We definitely intellectualize our emotions. We think about how we're going to feel and then feel it, not the other way around. We're not, some things, you're human, it's going to get you off guard, but more often than not, Virgo moon people are like, depending on, of course, your sun sign and a lot of other factors, but mostly Virgo moon people, you can't really think of many times when you allowed yourself to be vulnerable enough to cry, because you felt like maybe it was a waste of time, because instead it's something else that you could have been doing. It's some type of work you could have been getting done. It's some type of forward moving, constantly moving, quickly moving on with your emotions, because Mercury is here. It's not about to sit there and just dwell and allow yourself to be in pity. It's that servant house represented by Virgo energy. So when your moon is ruler of the servant house, you're going to be constantly feeling like, if you're not doing stuff to help other people, or at least to help yourself, to be of help in some type of way, then you're going to feel like you're wasting your time. Like, what are you doing here? So you constantly feel a need to get something done, to do stuff for other people, to be, of charity to other people, to help heal other people in practical ways, like helping them with their schedules, or just telling them practical advice that they need to hear. Although a lot of times when you tell people that, they don't see what you see, so sometimes they might get upset with you pointing out these little small details that they didn't notice, and they might not have had the ability to notice what you noticed. And you could really hurt people's feelings when you're a Virgo, because you're able to really chime in on the small little details. You have like a laser magnetic magnifying glass type of emotional connection to other people, to where you are able to see and to feel and then notice things about them that they don't even notice. So when you do that, you point out the flaws of another person, and nobody likes somebody that's going to point out their flaws, and you wouldn't like somebody to point out your flaws either. But Virgo moon, you point out your own flaws too. You do it more to yourself than to other people. So you don't even notice when you do it to other people, because you always do that to yourself too. And then when you become more evolved, you learn to give yourself more credit. and give other people more credit and stop being so critical of everybody, because you learn that you're human. There's no such thing as being perfect. There's nothing that you have to perfect yourself in order to gain. You don't have to be perfect to get shit on this earth, whether you want to materialize something. You don't have to be perfect to get stuff after this earth, whether you have some type of spiritual goal. You don't have to be perfect for any of those. None of your life experience are you going to have to be perfect. Not at all. So, not saying you shouldn't strive to be at a higher point, and to keep trying to evolve. You always should be evolving, because if you're not evolving, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. Well, you're dying anyway, but if you're not growing, you're already dead, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So you have to constantly allow yourself to grow through your experiences, through your trauma, through your crisis, through whatever situations you might be going through. You have to allow yourself to grow. Also, with Virgo moons, this represents the house of health as well. So you have to be really careful about the emotions and how you process your emotions, how you react to things when you have your moon in a sign representing health. So with Virgo representing health and this being your emotional way of processing stuff, with Virgo being with Virgo ruling the 6th house and relating to health, you could develop health issues related to not releasing your emotions, or not, something that's involving your emotions. Basically, when you get stressed out, you could have inflammation in your body. You could experience, just certain physical elements in your actual body with moon, your emotions being attached to the house of health. So you have to be careful, with what you eat, be careful with what you consume, basically, when your moon is in the 6th house, whether you consume stuff in your physical body or whether you consume stuff through your emotions. You have to be careful what you consume. So moon in Virgo, you could have a certain anxiousness about yourself, because again, we're talking about Mercury here and it's moving really fast. So you could feel like, you are always busy. You always have something to do. You're always running late. You never have enough time. Time goes by too fast. Where did the time go? Type of energy is what happens when Virgo is your emotional side. You could just feel like that a lot. If Virgo is your moon sign, you could feel like you have to make everything perfect. Even when you consciously, in your mind, maybe not in your emotions, but in your mind, that nothing is perfect, because it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for anything to be perfect. You know that on a logical level. However, you still find yourself always trying to perfect something, and you don't even, realize that. Virgo representing the servant. You could be the type of person who you are always providing some type of assistance to other people and giving other people some sort of help, but you're not helping yourself when you could be the one who needs your own help the most. Because Virgo represents health and wellness. So, you always doing for other people and making sure they're good. Who's making sure you're good, moon in Virgo? Who's taking care of you like you taking care of them? Who's looking out for you like you are looking out for them? And how much do you look out for yourself like you look out for other people? Virgo, it's like you have to stop giving yourself the short end of the stick. and letting everybody else take the whole tree. Take the whole fucking tree. You have to learn to extend your help and then take it back and extend your help to yourself. Because if you don't have anything within and you're steady giving out to other people, eventually you're not going to have nothing left for yourself. And it makes no sense. Also, Moon in Virgo, you could feel like you are always responsible for something. You're always in a situation where you're emotionally responsible for something, because Virgo energy represents like daily habits, daily routines and health. And, you know, it's a certain responsibility that comes along with Virgo energy. So you're going to feel like, you know, you're responsible for somebody or something. You might be responsible for somebody with a health condition when your moon is in Virgo. Your mother might be your, you know, you might have felt like some kind of way that your mother was your responsibility. At least on an emotional level, you could have felt like that. The other side of Virgo is Pisces, so your mother could have physically been ill or mentally ill, and you felt like you had to be a servant to your mother and you had to take care of her and look out for her, because, you know, your emotional side is this Virgo energy.